welcome to Boing Beyond episode 14, the video edition. Sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. Amiga Ambassadors.
It is the best machine that is around anywhere in the world.
The professional machine of the future.
How would I describe it?
I think it's fantastic.
Awesome.
It's going to skyrocket. Only Amiga makes it possible.
Only Amiga makes it possible. Only Amiga makes it happen. Only Amiga makes it possible. Only Amiga makes it happen.
Amiga's got the guts to do things that you can't do on other hardware.
And it does all the work for you. Wow. State-of-the-art technology at a price that everybody can afford.
The Amiga is the best graphics machine available in the world today.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga. Only Amiga.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga.
Makes it possible.
Only Amiga.
Only Amiga makes it possible.
Only Amiga
Outrageous.
makes it possible.
Fabulous.
Only Amiga makes it possible.
This is it.
AmiPDF is based on the powerful PDFi engine. It is integrated into AmiBench with a MUI custom interface. It has find options added for rapid searching through documents. It is linked to PDFdef icon, so automatically opens PDF documents with a few clicks. Release on the A1200NG and A600GS with the imminently available free system update.
The world's most innovative computer company, Commodore, introduces the future of computing now. The Commodore Amiga 500, the newest addition to the Commodore Amiga family. A computer that gives you the creative edge with a productivity base. Business, words, music, art, design, animation, graphics, video. Only Amiga makes it all possible. The power of Amiga gives you a system that moves with you, bringing to you an efficiency and speed that you've never experienced in any other computer, and an ease of use that makes work or play as simple as point and click. Introducing the only computer you will ever need, the Commodore Amiga 500. The power of Commodore Amiga is threefold. The multitasking abilities at the heart of the Amiga, the 68,000 chip, the control software called Intuition, and the benefits and abilities that these two features give to software developers. The 68,000 chip and Intuition work hand in hand to expand the abilities of the Amiga far beyond what was considered possible in a personal computer. Intuition is what makes the operation of the Commodore Amiga as simple as point and click. You select the program you wish to access by using the mouse to move the pointer to the icon or symbol for the program. Click twice on the left button and the window for the program opens. From there, the simplicity continues. Select the icon for the specific tool of the program you wish to use by moving the pointer to the icon and again clicking twice. Now that tool is open for use. Further control of the program is available through the menu. To access the menu, simply move the pointer to the upper control bar, hold the right button of your mouse down, and your menu appears. To select from that menu, continue to hold the right button down and drag the pointer with the mouse to the function you wish to select. Then release the right button. As you can see, the function is activated for use. This unique control system means that anyone can be up and running on an Amiga in minutes. Instead of trying to translate your needs into a confusing machine language, Intuition translates your thoughts and commands for the machine. A simple reversal of roles that translates into a major benefit for the system user. The power of Amiga and the abilities of Intuition don't stop there. Amiga's multitasking abilities allow you to call up several programs and exchange projects, tools, and more between programs. As well, complex software can run on the Amiga, such as real-time 3D animation. The multitasking abilities allow the Amiga to define the object, plot the object in space, calculate the movement of the object as required to follow the program path, and render the object in a series of images for real-time display simultaneously. Multitasking reaps incredible benefits for the user. You can print one document, take a second document and move information to it from a third document, then still have enough power to receive information over a modem all at the same time. The unique abilities of Intuition, when combined with the Amiga's power and speed, have created a tool truly unique in the marketplace. A system that moves immediately with the user to fill his needs. A minimum of distractions, a maximum of productivity and concentration at a speed you never thought possible. The Commodore Amiga does everything that any other desktop system does, but it does it better, faster, and more efficiently than any comparable system that exists today. The Commodore Amiga 500 is a personal production and creative tool with a level of performance that outstrips any of the competition and at a price that provides value. The Amiga 500 comes complete with an internal 3.5-inch floppy disk drive, in-system standard keyboard, the mouse, operating software, and 512K of RAM expandable internally to 1 megabyte, enough for just about any task you wish to tackle. The Amiga will output visuals in a variety of signals and will work with anything from a home television to a video monitor, including high-resolution RGB Commodore monitors. And the Amiga is ready for expansion, with ports for an extensive list of peripherals. 3.5-inch and 5.25-inch external floppy drives or hard drives, modems, MIDI control systems, and stereo audio output, plus joysticks, printers, laser printers, video digitizers, even peripherals that have not been developed. The Commodore Amiga 500 is the perfect creative and productivity tool for the home, schools, and the small business, or as a production station for its many graphic, music, and video production uses. The list of available software is constantly growing. Word processors, including a new Amiga-based version of WordPerfect, the world's largest-selling MS-DOS-based word processing software, spreadsheets, database programs, all available, all made more powerful by the multi-window, multitasking abilities of the Amiga. You have the power to access multiple files from the same software, exchange information, print one document and work on another, and more. You can have several different programs operative at the same time, transfer information between programs, all completely interactive, giving you a flexible, fast tool to accomplish your tasks in record time, all through the use of the mouse. No confusing machine language commands, just point and click. While the Commodore Amiga is an outstanding system for standard business applications, its graphic and sound capabilities move it into a class all its own. The heart of the graphics system, a custom chip produced specifically for the Amiga, in combination with the multitasking strength of the main processor, give the Amiga the graphics and animation abilities of systems worth thousands more. CAD-CAM, video painting, image digitization, desktop publishing, animation, both three-dimensional and character. It all exists now, and it's all easily achievable with the Amiga. The Amiga's power will stretch creative abilities and offer a unique business tool for production of presentations, either on video or in print, or the opportunity exists to use the Amiga itself as a presentation or display medium, lending any fact impact. a number cruncher, a filing system, a graphics system, a video image recorder and output device, a print shop, a complete production system, and it doesn't stop there. In addition to the custom graphics chip installed in the Amiga, there is a custom sound chip that gives the Amiga 4 channels of audio with a level of response that exceeds many stereo speakers. Existing software allows you to learn to play music or compose and score music, then hear it played back with the instrumentation and meter you have chosen. For the more advanced musician, the Commodore Amiga is a production tool of incredible value, recording the performance and the composition of a player, then controlling through a MIDI interface the sound generators of the musician's choice. When it's time to relax, only Amiga makes it possible to have so much fun. Fly a fighter, work out a mystery, play a quick 9 holes, shoot a few baskets. The enjoyment never stops, all with the wonderfully interactive animation and sound made possible by the Amiga's technical brilliance. In fact, Bally Games, the manufacturer of many of the top professional video arcade games, has chosen Amiga technology to spearhead their video games machines. Amiga Sound and Graphics will add another dimension to the new generation from Bally, with Bally releasing their hottest new games as Amiga software. The Commodore Amiga 500, the future of computing for the home, personal education, creative applications, and the business environment. A system that gives you the creative edge with a productivity base, a computer that does it all at a level far beyond any competitive system, at a price that no one has matched. All this from the acknowledged leader in new system technology, Commodore Business Machines.
He's been using Video Toaster and Lightwave longer than I know I have, and a lot of users
back
have.
To the old Amiga days.
So yeah, this is one of our grand users.
That's right. Without further ado, Mr. Dick Van Dyke. Woo! Come on up, yeah. You so rock. Excellent.
I didn't know you were going to show that.
Oh, you know, we just had it laying around.
We couldn't get any sun in England. That's actually the south of France. You can see the vineyards everywhere. I'm really giving something away nobody ever knew.
Well, it's great.
We just had a reunion where we shot the DVD, you know, with all the extra stuff on it. And the guy flew the car over from England, and he just kept it in mint condition, but he souped it up, and it's got a great big 350 in it. He was wooden.
That's great. It does. It still flies.
Oh,
How cool
boy,
is that?
does it. It really flies now.
It's so cool to see, you know, such a big force as an artist, you know, an actor in the movie industry. Boy, you can tell more than anybody what it was like when they didn't have all these special, you know, cool visual effects as they have today.
On this and shows like Mary Poppins, the only technology they had was blue screen.
Yeah.
You know, we had blue screen, but everything else was hand animated. You know, and I think the stuff holds up technically pretty darn well.
No, it does.
Absolutely.
It does.
So, out of curiosity, how did you get into technology? How did you first get interested in the video toaster?
I saw one somewhere. I bought an Amiga and the old toaster, you know, 34 megs.
Yeah.
About, I don't know, it must have been 15 years ago. And I was on location up in Denver, and on the 30th floor of a hotel. I plugged it in, set up my little video camera, and in about 2 minutes I had it snowing in Denver and a spaceship flying over. I said, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And I've been, it was a hobby for about 3 months. It quickly became an addiction. That's what it really is. I'm forming an organization called L.A., Lightwave Anonymous. We can all meet and talk about our problems. You know, I haven't slept in 3 days. I haven't eaten. My wife left me. I mean, these things happen. It is. It's an addiction, but my God, is it fun.
So, and then you got really drawn into the 3D aspect of it, Lightwave.
Oh,
What was it just making your first flying logo, or literally was it, creating your first spaceship?
No, I started out doing comedy, of course. I did a little caricature of myself and had it falling over chairs. What do you think?
That's awesome.
Yeah, because you can do such funny stuff.
That's amazing. So literally, how long did it take you to kind of grasp Lightwave? I mean, I know we made it relatively easy to use, but I mean...
Oh, it is so user-friendly. I am a technological moron. I don't know anything.
I don't know if I believe that. I already heard, William already told me, you're going to start talking, and he's just going to say how he doesn't know how to do anything, and it's like,
well, that's the thing. For a layman, like me, I don't know anything about computers. But Lightwave, I'm turning out all kinds of great stuff. I don't know why or how, but I can make the pretty pictures. It is the new 8 that I just got blew me away. My God, it is so deep. I won't live long enough to see everything that's in it.
Well, I remember when we first met, the first Lightwave question you asked me was actually pretty technical. You were talking about you had your grandchildren running and the zoo animals were chasing. You had the particles kicking up, and you wanted the particles and the dust to be just right. So you talk about using it as a hobby tool, but you're doing some pretty high-end things. Now, you also didn't you use Lightwave for one of the episodes of Diagnosis Murder?
Yeah, there was a motorcycle stunt that was impossible to really do. So I went out to Lake Piru and I shot some background plates. And I got this. I got a good motorcycle from a Viewpoint, I think. And man, nobody ever knew. Nobody ever knew that it was CG. Isn't that great? And I got paid, so I am actually a professional, folks.
How cool is that?
I think it was $200, but it was money.
Hey.
And then we did a little reunion show in the spring of everybody from the old Van Dyke show still alive. And they let me put a little animation on there, which was great fun. I got emails from every nerd in the country.
Did you get credits at the end?
I got credit.
Oh, that's
graphics
perfect.
by Dick Van Dyke. You said it.
You must blow the production people away when you come along and you're like, oh yeah, well I could just whip out something for you.
Sure. Yeah, I can do that.
That's crazy though.
Now you also recently had a reunion show that I was flipping the channels and I caught it, and you had a 3D version of yourself on
That's
TV.
right.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I went to House of Moves here in L.A. and I did my own motion capture stuff. A little bit of dancing, a little bit of fooling around. And then I got a little caricature of myself, and I did a little soft shoe. Now, I brought one today, but I added a couple of dancing girls just to make a little spicer.
Let's take a look at that.
Yeah.
This is very simple CG stuff. But for an amateur...
Oh, that's awesome.
The shadows are a little sharp, aren't they? Come on, Dick. Nana boy.
This is great.
It's awesome.
So what's your favorite thing?
I shaved off the mustache, you may have noticed it.
What's your favorite thing about working with... Oh, here we go.
Oh, that's almost the...
This was after the party.
That's right. This is after the New Tech party the other night. Which is still going on, by the way.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Attaboy.
Okay, that's enough. You're like, that's enough.
I have to put a fold in there.
So what are some of your favorite things about working in 3D and using Lightwave and the Video Toaster?
Well, I'm not a scenery guy, or I don't do robots and spaceships.
Right.
I'm a people person, so I love to do animations of people. So I've got all kinds of. I use a lot of stuff from Daz, Poser. That stuff is so easy to work with, so easy to animate, and it fits in with Lightwave so easily.
Yeah.
So I love to go out and shoot background plates. I actually do real 3D. I have a 3D camera. I go out and shoot 3D plates. Then I come in and get the camera oscillating as every other field,
right?
60 frames a second, and do 3D. You can look at with the glasses.
Oh, very
and that's very possible in Lightwave.
Is there anything you can't do?
Yeah.
I can't act.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
It's just awesome, though. I mean, it's mind-blowing to me to just hear you talk about it. So, what kind of camera and stuff do you have right now? What do you actually, what are your tools,
I've got cameras
Dick?
coming out of my ears. I was at the doctor the other day and had my physical, and he said, everything is perfect. You're going to live to be 100. And I said, I can't afford it. My bank account cannot die before I do. I love shooting background plays. I love doing comedy stuff, shooting my friends, and then having dinosaurs.
Wait, you love shooting your friends?
I love shooting my friends.
Ah, okay.
Anything else you need to know? I don't know much more.
I was just thinking, have you ever thought about putting your own book together or your own DVD about your whole experience and just...
What I'd like to do is a movie. I'd like to do an entire feature movie.
An animated feature.
An animated feature movie.
And what would it be about?
I don't know. I was thinking about maybe a Christmas story. I have this idea about a little toy maker who dances with all the toys.
Oh, that's
Wouldn't that be a good thing?
Yeah.
It'd be fun to do. Yeah. And I can make the toys. I got some built already in Modeler, which incidentally is I'm not that good in Modeler, but I make the best looking stuff you ever saw. That's the main thing. I really don't know anything about computers, but I am so good with the graphics. You don't have to know anything about computers. I recommend it to everybody. The new 8, which just came out, is a slightly different configuration than the previous one. And I got so fast, though. I was so fast, and all of a sudden I said, where'd the lights go? Where is everything? But I talked to Dan Abley, who's written so many good books. He said, stick with this configuration. That once you get to know it, it's faster and easier.
Exactly.
The program is so deep. Now, the man up here, we're just talking about the commercials?
Yes.
On that big outside shot over the cliff, he said he used radiosity.
Right.
Background radiosity.
Yeah.
Now, that's something I'm not very good at.
We'll have to take you around behind this giant wall, and we'll walk you through it. We've got experts behind the wall that can show you and answer any of your questions. You can kind of get a hands-on feel of working with Lightwave.
That's why I come here. I get free tutoring. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Any requests?
Let's.
Actually,
You want one word?
An Amiga? Right on.
Amazing Amiga, that's it.
I was going to say awesome, but that sounds like a cartoon.
Radical, and it's certainly a radical machine.
Awesome. One word? Amiga. Friend. I mean, that's what it means.
The Amiga has always belonged to the dreamers. It was invented by an eclectic band of individuals led by Jay Miner, a group that became close friends with an active sense of humor, an overactive work ethic, and an almost childlike enthusiasm. They set out to make their dream computer, one they'd like to use themselves, real cool, real fast, with lots of power and lots of whizzy demos. The team was brilliant, creative. Without a thought, they abandoned the stodgy conventions that said computers are computers and toys are toys. And whether you believe the Amiga is a game machine or a business machine, there's no denying that the combination of power and graphics was a revolution in computing. Only now are the other computers beginning to meet the standards that the Amiga inventors set almost 10 years ago. That original Amiga team created the machine. They brought to it their unique personality and put out something totally new. Their story is unique. It tells of entrepreneurship, passion, trust, courage, and friendship. It's a very personal story, It belongs to Jay and Dave and Carl, the four Bobs, and all the others at Amiga. It can't be told by anybody else, so when we decided to record the story, we brought the original members together, collected their personal photographs, and borrowed their home film footage. Here, in their own words, is the story of the making of the Amiga.
Well, it was in 1982. A friend of mine that I used to work with at Atari came to me and said, "Hey Jay, let's start a new company. I'm tired of this one." And I said, "Well, fine." I said, "I'll do the chips for it, and I'll be the vice president if I can do the chips my way." My original vision of the machine was as a low-cost entry into the computer field via the video game area. Video games at that time were really hot, and all our investors wanted was a video game. But I wanted something that could be expanded into a real computer. We got a vice president out from back east called Dave Morse, who was vice president of Tonka Toys, came out to be our president, and started a little company over on Scott Boulevard in Santa Clara called High Toro. And High Toro later got its name changed to Amiga Corporation.
High Toro, which is interesting. High meaning big, great, grand. Toro meaning bull.
The first thing I thought of when I saw that name was lawnmowers. And so I think when they talked to other people about it, they got the same impression too, that it was a lawnmower company. So they changed it, and Amiga Corporation was what it was when I joined, and Amiga was, they chose the name Amiga because they were looking for something that meant friend or friendly.
But in Silicon Valley, there is an extremely high concentration of computer companies, and there's a lot of spying that goes on all the time, and people trying to take ideas from other people and trying to outdo one another. And so it's really important to conceal what you're doing and to, at least to not broadcast around the things that you're working on, especially with the project that we're working on, with the ideas that we had. We thought that we had a gold mine in our hands and that we were going to be able to do something really major with this idea. So we had to hide it as much as we could for as long as we could. And so they set the company up to the real world to look as if it was High Toro and then Amiga Computer, a company that made game peripherals. And the industry said, "What's that new company over there on Scott Avenue?" And they went and they looked with their binoculars in the window and they saw, "Oh, joysticks, no problem, okay." When I first interviewed at Amiga, it was very interesting. I was there to do a game machine. I got hired to work on, the next greatest game machine is going to be the greatest thing. And I'm talking with everyone, and I interviewed with everyone, and I talked with the hardware guys, and I talked with them, and I'm talking with Dave Morse, and he's giving me the spiel, the next greatest machine, and it's going to be wonderful, take the game industry by storm. And then I made my way back to Jay's office, and I'm talking with him to get a feel for the real, what the hardware's really like and stuff like that. And he's got a whiteboard behind him while we're talking, and it's, RAM and CPU and stuff like that. But there's this one little box that comes off in the corner that has KBD PRT on it. It's a keyboard port on a game machine? There's this other little box down here, EXT DRV, external drive on a game machine? So I go back, I got to talk to Morris and say, game machine, right? Game machine, yeah, game machine. I go, Jay, game machine? He says, yeah, game machine, game machine.
I was the first software guy that Bob Pariseau hired, and when I was hired as manager of entertainment software because I'd worked in the video game business, and I soon found out there are not a lot of starving startup companies that want to put aside all their other projects and work on a vaporware computer, which it totally was back then. And plus also I found out I'd much rather hack code than try to get other people to hack code.
I was hired as the manager of operating systems, and the day I got there, actually, the day I was interviewed there, Bob Pariseau said to me, "Well, if you come here, you can design whatever operating system you want." I said, "I'll do a multitasking operating system." So that's why I went to work at Amiga, was the multitasking operating system.
First, when I had my first interview, I had talked to the recruiter and she set up an interview. And, but I accidentally blew it off because I went to I forgot all about it. I went to an HP beer bust, which was important too. But I looked at my watch at 7 o'clock and I go, oh my gosh, I just missed an interview that I was really looking forward to go to. So the next day I called them up and said, well, gee, I'm real sorry. Can I have another interview? Can we schedule another time? And they said, oh, sure, fine. Just come on down whenever you can. And so I knew that there was a pretty good atmosphere there when that happened.
I'm interviewing with Gary McCoy, for whom I was supposed to work. And he takes me back into the software lab where everybody is all over everybody else. And I guess you guys were really used to giving demos to venture capital people and such. So I come through with Gary, and the talking heads are on, and I'm awestruck. I'm watching this thing. But it was very loud in there. Very loud and very warm. I mean, if it wasn't the voice, there were the fans in the background. And so I'm watching this, and Gary's getting very frustrated because he was proud of what we were seeing. And finally just exploded. Knock it off, he screams, and I was trying to calm him down. I'm interviewing from a job and pissing everybody off. So he says, I said, don't worry, Gary, I can understand, I can lip read. And so after the demo, Sam comes up to me and says, really? Could you read the lip? And I looked at him, I said, well, how close was it? Was it pretty close? I was joking, not to make Gary, but I thought, this is perfect. This is the really best company to work for.
He wanted to read the lip. He's really working on that.
Well, now that Jay is here, I can tell the story in front of Jay, so he can agree that, in fact, it's true. Everybody seems to think Jay is the father of the Amiga. And when you look at Jay and the real father of the Amiga...
It says so on my badge.
Yes, it says so right on his badge. Even they made the same mistake. It's quite natural. One magazine back in the Amiga days got it right, but everybody laughed at it like it was some sort of a joke, but it was actually the truth. Jay was holding Mitchie in his arms. Right next to Mitchie, it said the father of the Amiga, and up here it said Jay. And yeah, this is Jay. This is the father of the Amiga. We knew inside that this was a true story because we're sitting there at our desk designing stuff, and Jay, who sat in front of us, was sitting at his desk designing stuff. He'd get to some spot where he wasn't sure. Well, do I put this gate here? Do I put... And he thinks about it and see, draw a gate. He'd look down at Mitchie. And Mitchie would go, and so he'd erase it. He'd erase it. And he'd draw another gate. And he'd look down at Mitchie. Mitchie would go, and so then he would put that gate in. We know because we were there. Mitchie did the Amiga. Jay, Jay did the drawing. It's all right. It's okay. But I wanted you to be here so that you could not shoot me.
Allowing people to be different is terribly important. This guy would come to work in these huge, fuzzy bathroom slippers. Or bare feet. Michael Plotnick would come to work in purple sweatpants. We could go on and on and on this way. I came to work with my dog, Everybody had something that they wanted to do. And who cares, as long as you get the work done.
There was magic. I can't describe it. From the day I walked in and I saw that demo and I saw everybody contributing, cooperating, always a smile, always a smile, always the optimistic attitude and care for somebody else's happiness and participation and success. One person was not going to let somebody else fail because that would mean the failure of the whole project.
Yeah. Turn me up.
Yo, what's up, dudes? Ghetto Finger Gaming here, and we're going to check out the brand new issue of Amiga Addict. This is the Amiga format version, a tribute to the future of publishing #1 magazine. I'm using a different cam this time, guys. I am on the one of the Canons here. So, all right, so we're going to check this out, guys. We're going to jump in here. All right, first page, we got Phones for Cash, Amiga Addict. Check it out. I love getting these magazines. They're definitely a lot of fun. This is issue number 40. So we got a lot of cool stuff to check out in here in this one. We got the month in review over here. We got some Amiga format Hall of Famers in this one. It's pretty nice. And the cover disc, which I have made. Let me grab that real quick over here. Here we go. Here's the cover disc. I got this bad boy banged out, and you get that. It says here it's like a 50-pound value or 50 euros or something. I'm not sure. I think it's here. Yeah, complete. Right here. See, 50 smackaronis. So that's available here in this issue. Amiga news. We got trouser splitting fun. Phantom Leap. Maybe we'll check that out on Wednesday. Amiga OS 2026 overhaul, it says here. Check it out. We got some corruption at Commodore. So we got some crazy stuff. Irvin Gallo, the Congress name, is Amiga history. Credit for initially saving Commodore and later accused of bankrupting it. So that's a cool little link there. You guys can check that out a little bit more. Let me zoom in on that for you. There's the link. You guys can check that story out. So you got Amiga news. We got Amiga Shop.net in here. We got the mailbag, a reason to meet up. Let's read this one here. Let me get it lined up for us here. My favorite memory of Amiga format magazine is the physical act of purchasing it. Living in the USA, Europe, Amiga magazines were difficult to come by in the mainstream bookstores. Fortunately, our local Commodore store, Software Link, in White Pines, New York, carried all of them. So that's a pretty cool little read there. And you got a nice little comic strip in here. I'll get on it so you guys can check it out if you want. You can pause it and read through for sure. I don't know, I thought we'd try a different format, man. I really wanted to get a different camera to kind of add a different feel to everything, kind of more of a little nostalgic feel. So I think a lot of the videos going forward, I'm going to be using this. Definitely out on the shows, I'll be having this camera out and we'll be using this camera. So here's some more stuff. AF Towers, Designer's Dream Workplace. Let's check that out, pretty dope. So yeah, so let's keep continuing through here. Alright, we got some Sue White, The Sound of Amiga Format in here. Nice little write-up on that. Here's some old pics. Check these out, guys. I got some old pics in this one. Everyone kind of, not sure what everyone's up to in these. Well, you guys know who that is, huh? Woohoo! Alright, so that's a pretty cool little write-up from Amiga Format in this one. Lightwave. Article on Lightwave. That's pretty awesome. Definitely pretty awesome. If you guys like Lightwave, Legacy and Sound, you guys know who that is. That's Sam Dicker. One of the Amiga major players I haven't had a chance to meet yet. We are friends on Facebook. I do tend to reach out to Sam. Hopefully we can do an interview with him on one of our Boing Beyond episodes coming up. That I think would be really, really fun. Hard at work on Defender 1984. That's a lot of keyboards. That's what it says here. Check that photo out. Oop, went a little too far, guys. Apologize. So there's got that photo. And we got this one up on the wall, as you guys know. This is back here in my room. So I have this photo up here. I got an Ami West 2025. Oh, and you guys haven't seen this yet. We're going to go off topic real quick. I finally got this printed out. The John Zachariah Award of 2025. Right there, that's me, my friend. So pretty cool. One of my Amiga crowning achievements in the community. I actually super thrilled about getting that. All right, we'll get back to it. We got the Boing Ball in here. The demo that started it all, and the ball came from Sam's mind. So that's pretty cool. He says here, I told him that, you know what? Let me read over here. I told him that, you know what? We're tired of waiting for you guys to make this fancy graphic hardware, so I decided to do it in software, and I showed them this spinning ball, and it's like, you could do that? So pretty freaking awesome. Check that out. So a nice, wonderful write-up in here. Sam Dicker, a bunch of different stuff going on. You got Bill Basario right here. Our buddy Bill Basario is in here. This is from the Amiga 30th celebration. Cool thing about this photograph is I've met a pretty substantial amount of these gentlemen here. So pretty cool. We got RJ Michael in there, Assassin Wrath, and a bunch of awesome dudes. Creative Labs, some more information here on old Sam Dicker. Pretty cool. This is the KTRL CD32. I actually have this. This is a good controller. A little pricey though. It's a little pricey, but if you do have a CD32, and you know it's pretty hard to get a good controller for it, or you find the original one, honestly, which isn't that great to begin with. So if you guys haven't checked that out, this is definitely worth checking out. And then we got Eric Schwartz. You got whole bunch of other stuff in here on his animation work, on his demos. So definitely look him up. If you guys want to see some cool stuff on the Amiga, check out Eric Schwartz. There's a few sites on Google. You'll be able to check it out and find it on there. We got talking technical. We got the Famous 5 over here, guys. Check that out. The Famous 5 and who are they? And we got ourselves some more stuff on Amiga format. Here's a cool little pic here on Amiga format. Sorry about that, guys. We had a phone call. So AF Roundtable. So here's a nice little write-up about that. Kind of pick up where we left off anyway. Check this out. This is from 2000, it says. AF Gang meetup for one of the last round in 2000. It's a pretty awesome issue this time. You got the merch page, guys. I order a lot of stuff from here. Whenever I run the Boing Beyond giveaway wheel at some of the Amiga shows, I do a giant order from these guys. They send it to me super quick, and that's a lot of stuff I give away from for that. So if any of you guys ever spun the wheel or signed the Amiga jacket or anything, that is where the prizes came from. All right, we got Settlers Gold. A nice write-up on this game. I haven't got this one yet. You know, I've never really been a big Settlers fan, but I definitely have it on my list to get. So there's a nice little write-up on it. The intro, Settlers 2 Gold Edition, the 95% verdict from the AA verdict on this one, guys. There's some info on it if you want to check it out. Roadcraft, you already know I freaking love Roadcraft. Haven't checked out this one yet, the Ultimate Fighting Machine. So I'll have to give that one a try. But they make good stuff, so you know it's going to be a good one. Nice little ad there. We got Putty Putty in here. It's pretty cool. Something I would play. Definitely would play some Putty Putty. This got an 82% vote on it. Graphics of 96, sound of 65, and addiction an 89. Here, let's go back real quick. We got to get Settlers love. We can't leave Settlers hanging. We got to give off the whole thing here. Alright, so it says graphics of 90 on Settlers. Sound 90 and playability 100%. The Roman campaign and 9 world campaign maps make up the progressive single player experience. So it's a good one. I got something over here from Immortal Joysticks, making it possible. And we got over here Game Busters Metal Gear Roadcraft. So check this stuff out. Not everyone says here can be a gaming god, but thankfully we get to close with the hints. So here's a bunch of hints, guys. So that's pretty good. So there's Rogue Decon 0, Game Buster Special. We got some other stuff in here for Mortal Kombat. Pretty good. From the Blitz to the Vice City. Got an article here. Back in the early 90s, Mark Sibley says hold it up in New Zealand flat, feverishly crafting a new programming language, Blitz Basic. I don't know if you guys remember Blitz Basic, but there's some Blitz Basics. Ooh, Gloom 3. That's cool. And we got, you know, the Zombie Massacre. That's a pretty crazy game. All right, got Bars and Pipes Professional, trying to tinker the Amiga Ivories. So it's the music program. Look at that, pretty freaking nice, huh? Sorry for the shadows, guys. We'll get that figured out here next time we do one of these. More bars and more pipes. Bars and pipes. Bars and pipes. Don't bend it, fix it. Beige is back, it says here. Check that out. Addict. Addicted to iconic technology. Amstrad, Pixel, and Atari Addict. All the publishings they do there. The Amiga Software Revolution. Pretty awesome. There's Alyssa likes that program. We all know that demo, right? We all know that one. Actually had the pleasure of meeting this gentleman at the Amiga 40th celebration. That was a good one. Amiga.net. Got a nice little write-up in here on Amiga.net. And the video game market. I have not checked out any of this stuff, so I don't know about those guys. And here's some of the other ads that are in here. Retro 32, the Amiga Addict. You got TrueMouse.com in here. Addict Magazine. And there's a Addict.media Discord. So you guys can check out the Discord there, it says. And that is the final, man. At the end here, you got the A12 coming in 2026. So pretty cool. Hope you guys enjoyed checking out issue number 40 of Amiga Addict, the Amiga format montage edition. So anyway, I'll catch you guys here on the next video. Hope you guys have a fantastic day out there and you enjoyed the new format, which I think will get better and better over time. All right, have a good one.